107 subscribers and 69,000 views and counting on a completely unplanned video on SNL Celebrity Jeopardy. How am I going to follow this up?
What's my name?
David S. Pumpkins!
Any questions?
So let's kick off Halloweek by talking about another SNL sketch that I love. 2010 Saturday Night Live has been very hit and miss with me. But when a sketch hits, it hits. Otherwise, 2010 Saturday Night Live just feels like the 1985 cast where they had to bring ringers in to salvage the show. But there is one sketch that every time I see it, it always consistently cracks me up. No sketch landed harder for me than Haunted Elevator, aka David S. Pumpkins. It's a sketch that the moment I saw it, I knew it was going to be an instant classic. The last time I felt this way about any SNL sketch was Dick in a Box. The premise is fairly simple. A couple played by Kate McKinnon and Beck Bennett go to a lame haunted house attraction that is in an elevator, or Hellevator. You get the standard fare spooks, but out of nowhere comes this guy surrounded by two break-dancing skeletons, sporting an ill-fitting and goofy pumpkin-covered suit, while talking like an American doing a shitty impression of one of the Beatles. It turns out that there are 73 floors of this man and two break-dancing guys in skeleton costumes. David S. Pumpkins is a work of absurdist genius. So how did this goofy yet brilliant sketch come to be? The answer is simple. Haunted Elevator was written simply because the writers wanted to do something apolitical. Because 2016 was the warm-up year for 2020. In the same year, iconic celebrities dropped like flies, Brexit, the Pulse nightclub shooting, and less than 2 weeks, the election of Trump, the writers just needed a break from writing political humor. Writers Mikey Day, Bobby Moynihan, and Streeter Siddell were all enamored by the viral clip Little Superstar, which featured a breakdancing Indian man who stopped every time the music stopped. Little did they know, Tom Hanks was going to host that week, so they pitched it to Tom Hanks directly, but he wasn't sure how to approach the character and suggested Chris Hemsworth. Even at the day of taping, he still didn't know how to approach this character, and came up with the Two Guns trademark. Haunted Elevator originally wasn't going to be Halloween related. The skeleton of the sketch would later become SWAT Recon with Chris Pine. But David S. Pumpkins became
His own thing!
As they conceived another sketch centered around a haunted house, which evolved into a Tower of Terror style attraction. On October 22nd, 2016, David S. Pumpkins adorned TV screens and smartphones everywhere. Haunted Elevator is one of those sketches that would have played well in any decade. My favorite SNL sketches are the ones that embrace silliness, be it something like Massive Head Wound Harry, Toons is the Driving Cat, or Bass-O-Matic. David Pumpkins has that timeless feel. And who better to play this character than Tom Hanks, a god-tier SNL host? Hanks just sells this character so well that he already feels like a character we know. My 3-year-old niece is more intimidating than David S. Pumpkins, but David S. Pumpkins is so confident in scaring you that you can't help but love the guy. It's amazing how a $12.99 suit from Party City can create such a great character. But that's not to discount the supporting players either. Kenan Thompson is the most underrated character in the sketch, as he is the one controlling the narrative. He has to field the questions from this confused couple, with one of my favorite lines being,
It's 100 floors of Frights, they're not all gonna be winners.
Which itself reads as a meta-textual critique of Saturday Night Live as a whole. But what makes Haunted Elevator work so well is the timing. Between McKinnon and Bennett asking the questions, Thompson's frazzled nature, and the breakdancing skeletons dancing this genuine earworm. But for me, it is the stinger joke that ties it all together. The couple doesn't really get scared. They're scared in the, ooh, that's cute and adorable kind of way. In fact, after a while, they're breaking down what's scary and what is not. But then comes that well-earned as David S. Pumpkins shows up behind them in the final shot, giving them their first genuine scare of the night. But that wasn't the planned ending. Originally, Lady Gaga was slated to be the one who popped up behind the couple as a character named Wanda Witches, a character who was dressed similarly to David Pumpkins, but with witches covering her wardrobe. However, the sketch was running long as it was, and Lady Gaga declined due to her SNL performance that night being very involved. I think it's for the best that they went with the ending they did. David S. Pumpkins was a huge hit for Saturday Night Live, to the point that the $12.99 Party City costume sold out immediately that weekend. Hanks himself kept the costume and has since reprised the role as David S. Pumpkins in a sketch parodying DJ Khaled Posse Cuts. David S. Pumpkins also got his own Halloween special the following year. But there's another reason I decided to do a video on David S. Pumpkins. On September 14th, 2021, Norm Macdonald passed away after a private 9-year battle with cancer. Norm Macdonald was someone who put his personality into every sketch he ever did. Be it his tastefully done parody of David Letterman, his tenure on Weekend Update, devoting a whole sketch to roasting Sylvester Stallone to his face, and of course, Celebrity Jeopardy. David S. Pumpkins is the kind of silliness Norm Macdonald prided himself on. I feel it is wildly appropriate to close this video with the man himself.
You've been thinking about your mortality a lot lately, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, you turn 70 and it's you can't run from it.
Ah, fuck, I was hoping you could. There'll be a lot of party days later. But right now, I'm dead. I mean, people should be talking, crying.